Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday, September 10th. I have some positive news to share with you guys. The first is Citigroup, as you guys know, major financial institution and bank, is getting involved in crypto. What have we been talking about for over the past year, guys? Is the major players are getting into the market. We're seeing banks, we're seeing traditional companies getting into crypto. Everyone is now coming out and saying we're getting into crypto. We're launching a custody service. They're filing patents. We've seen Bank of America filing ridiculous amount of patents for crypto, right? Just most recently for a new custody service or storage, I should say. Citigroup, guys, they are developing what's called Digital Asset Receipt, or DAR, to investigate cryptocurrencies. So let me break it down for you guys here. A recent news about American multinational investment bank Citigroup Inc. has revealed its plans to leap into the crypto market against existing competitors. The company has developed a new risk-free product that will create a means to investigate cryptocurrencies, a report by Business Insider stated. DAR, or Digital Asset Receipt, will allow direct investigation of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, without the need of owning the cryptocurrencies, the report said. The report said that the product is structured within four walls of existing regulatory norms. Moreover, providing Wall Street biggies like asset managers and hedge fund investors a risk-free way of investing in fledgling assets. The Citi product will have, in a similar fashion to the decades-old American Depository Receipt, ADR, which assists U.S. investors to own foreign stocks that do not trade on the U.S. exchanges. Furthermore, the bank will issue a deposit receipt to the investor after holding the stock for them, it explained. Let's see here. The report said that the cryptocurrencies will be held by a custodian. While the Citigroup will issue the DAR, Citigroup will then send a notice to the Depository Trust and Clearing Corp., a Wall Street middleman, which will provide clearance and settlement services. So guys, do you see what's unfolding here? Major banks, and guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if JP Morgan is working on this. We know the major investment banks in Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and a lot of the hedge funds are getting involved, right? There's even a lot of new investment firms built around cryptocurrencies, such as Galaxy Digital and many others. So it is happening, guys, slowly but surely, and this is a great sign. Now, we have to be patient. As I've always said, these things take time. These are actual companies. They have existing business services going on. So this is a sector of their business that they have to research, put money, hire people, build out the necessary infrastructure to actually get this rolling, right? And we're going to see a lot more of these folks getting into the market. Everyone is looking to make money off crypto. They've seen already the potential from the last bull run, and look at where we are now, right? Bank of America. We know JP Morgan is interested in it as well. Some of their reports have come out. Citigroup, and you have tons of other banks that are getting involved, guys. So it is happening, and these type of things should give you confidence. Remember, these are established businesses who have millions, billions of dollars. They have an existing client base, and if they were to start marketing their crypto services, it's going to take off very easily, right? All they have to do is email their customer database, right, so to speak, say, hey, you can invest in cryptocurrencies through us. And it's that easy, right? It's gonna help mainstream adoption and get more investors in the market. And as I always say, we are the early adopters. We are ahead of the curve, and that gives us the potential to make a lot of money. But you have to be patient and hold. You have to follow the news like this and see what's upcoming, what is happening. And we know a couple major catalysts that may be coming up, guys, or I should say are coming up, is the launch of Backed, which is powered by the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, ICE, Starbucks, and Microsoft. We know Ripple will be launching XRapid. That will be another catalyst. We know the SEC may make a decision on a ETF for Bitcoin and so forth, the CBOE version. So we'll see how, I'm not sure if the SEC will approve it. I'm just saying it could be a catalyst if they do. We don't need ETFs for the growth of this market, but It's one of those things, it's like an emotional lift. Like I said before, we cross over a certain threshold and folks wouldn't look back. It'd be like, okay, we got an ETF, let's keep moving forward, right? Right now, the ETF news and denials is serving as FUD, and negative news that's driving the market down. So even if we get one approved, guys, that will be a win, and I think will help the market, once again, the sentiment, the confidence of folks to just move ahead. Right now, we're kind of like in a limbo waiting for the SEC, right? Which I've said in previous videos, I wish they would, get this stuff going, make up their minds what they want to do, approve a couple ETFs, I highlight which cryptos are securities and not, and let's move forward. Let's get the market rolling and growing, right? But that's where we are right now, and that's, the nature of investing, guys, right? Even if you're investing in the stock market or real estate, things can affect the market, as we all know, and we just gotta hold, and I think we will definitely be rewarded for our patience. Now, some other big news. Remember, over the past month or so, guys, I've been talking a lot about Bittrex. Bittrex is making massive moves, and we saw the start of it by them listing, providing, USD pairing for XRP and Ethereum Classic and other coins, Cardano and so forth, right? They are on a mission, guys, and I think Coinbase is feeling the pressure a bit. They are expanding. We saw them. They're going to be powering some exchanges in Canada. They partner with Rialto Trading so they can build out their securities trading services. They are doing some big things. Well, today they tweeted, Bittrex is powering the blockchain revolution in the US and around the world. Today we're announcing Bittrex International, an affiliate of Bittrex, which will own and manage Bittrex International businesses. Now, one thing I forgot to mention just now, they will be an Ripple X-Rapid liquidity provider, and that's big. Think about the volume that's going to be coming off their exchange. So big things are happening here for Bittrex, and let me give you guys some details from the announcement. Bittrex today announced I already read that part. The mission of Bittrex International is to be a driving force in the blockchain revolution, increasing adoption of this innovative technology around the world. The company will own and manage Bittrex's international businesses. Now, they said here, manage ventures outside the US, including the Bittrex Malta platform. A lot of stuff is happening in Malta, guys. We got to keep an eye on that. So the takeaway from this is they are expanding. So what are we seeing here? Banks. Regular banks and financial institutions, investment banks, Wall Street investment banks, hedge funds, exchanges, everyone expanding, getting into the market, providing a better service, right? Expanding, making acquisitions, mergers, and so forth. It is happening, guys. And another acquisition that we heard about today is the company Interstellar, which runs on the Stellar protocol, has purchased Chain. So it says here, let me give you guys some news, the breakdown, I should say. A long rumored acquisition that finds two of the crypto's industry leading entrepreneurs teaming up to back the world's 6th largest blockchain has been confirmed. Announced today, Chain, which raised more than $40 million from the financial institutions, including Visa and NASDAQ, in the process helping define the narrative for the business interest in the technology through its partnerships and stage appearances, has been acquired in an undisclosed deal by Lightyear.io, or also known as Interstellar, a startup that is building on the Stellar protocol. So just so I put this all together for you guys, Chain has been purchased by Interstellar, which is a project built on the Stellar protocol. You guys know Stellar Lumens, right? It says here the deal was closed officially on September 5th. Both brands combining to form a new entity called Interstellar. So this is big. To be helmed by the former RRE Ventures partner and Chain CEO Adam Ludwig, who will serve as Interstellar's CEO. Jeb McCaleb, who you guys know started Ripple, and Stellar, of course, will be the CTO. So, like I said, regardless of how this market looks, guys, and it's looking not good right now, right? Downward trend because of the FUD. Moves are still happening. And I hope you guys see this. Everything is happening behind the scenes. And this is where, if you recognize this and you're aware of this, then give yourself a tap on the shoulder. Good job. Because guess what? If your eyes weren't open to these type of news items and what's happening, you would be like the random guy on the street where it's like, oh, Bitcoin, I got to invest in Bitcoin, right? And they buy it anytime, buy at the highs, and or they may sell, getting weak hands because they see the market, some FUD affected the market, right? They're moving with the tide, so to speak, while we are anchored in the facts, in what's to come, in the data, in the past trends, right? So if you're able to see this, you are an informed investor, and definitely count yourself as being lucky, because there's a lot of folks, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of Bitcoin, and that's all they know. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy something because I want to make money. Well, it's a bit more complicated than that, right? You got to understand market cycles. You got to understand who's doing what, who's getting involved in the market. Are we headed in the right direction based on the news and the facts? We are headed in the right direction. We just have to keep holding and be patient and wait for the next bull run and the bull run after that. So patience is super important, guys. A little takeaway here I want to share with you guys. Recently, CNBC, and the information checks out. I know CNBC can be kind of, you know, put out FUD sometimes, but they said if you put $1,000, or you had put $1,000 into Apple stock, Netflix, even Google and so forth back in 2009. And I remember we had the recession in 2008, the big crash, right? The people who bought at that time and held even up to today made a significant amount of money, because we've been on the longest bull run in the stock market, about 10 years. But those who weren't patient and maybe they cashed out after another year or 2 years, they probably made a little bit of money, or maybe they didn't. Maybe the market had some fluctuations, but those who held, they made significant amount of money, because the prices compared in 2009 versus now, it's a significant growth and jump. So we see this in the stock market as well, right? So you got to have patience, and that doesn't mean, you know, if the market goes up a bit, let's say Bitcoin goes to 10,000 again, right? And you say, well, you know, I'm going to cash out some. Okay, that's fine. I'm just letting you guys know, based on what we've seen historically, based on the new plateaus and higher lows every year, and the big banks and the folks who are gearing up to come in the market now, we have, there's a greater potential, the higher highs, and you guys have seen the predictions of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and so forth. There's a lot of money to be made here, but you got to be patient and hold. Now, if this type of news wasn't happening, if nothing wasn't happening, expansion, new big traditional financial institutions coming in the market, then I would say, okay, we got to worry, right? We got to worry. Like, what's going on? Nobody's doing anything. That would be one of those things that it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Maybe we better get out of the market. But no, guys, I keep reporting it time and time again. The video, it's all out here. I'm not making this up. I'm showing you sources, expansions, acquisitions, getting prepped, getting patents, getting funding, getting approval, mergers. All of these things are happening, setting the stage for the growth of the crypto market. Cryptocurrencies are here to stay. Blockchain is the next revolution, just like the internet was back in the early 90s. We are, so to speak, in the early 90s of the blockchain era, right? And those who held, those who did their research in the 90s, it paid off for them. And likewise, the same thing applies here, guys. So I hope you catch what I'm saying. Now, some other news, and this addresses some of the FUD. Ripple and R3 have reached a settlement, an undisclosed settlement, on some sort of terms, and it's going to be confidential, which I think makes sense. But notice what's happening here. All the FUD stuff that people tried to throw at Ripple and XRP, all this stuff is getting cleaned up, right? R3 was suing Ripple about some issue and whatever, resolved. Some people were suing Ripple about claiming it's a security or whatever it may be. That one got thrown out. The other got moved to, I believe, I hope I'm not wrong on this one, I think to a lower court, something like that, where it's not as significant. Excuse me. So I hope you guys understand too, Ripple as a company with a real face and a CEO guess what? They're going to get more lawsuits. That's just the nature of business. You don't think Apple, Google, Amazon, all these people, they don't have a huge legal teams fighting off lawsuits every day? Yeah, because any random Joe can make up anything, or something small thing happens, boom, lawsuit, right? So this is actually part of doing business. Now, yes, and I'm always transparent. If the lawsuit was significant, like they did something where it's detrimental to the company, I agree that that is something we would be worried about. But none of the lawsuits were anything significant. They were just like your normal, if you've been in the business world, like I said, Google, Alphabet gets lawsuits, Apple, Amazon, everybody gets lawsuits. It's not unheard of, right? But it's a matter of, is it legit? Do they have any grounds? So this is great news. I see the path is clearing for Ripple and XRP, and especially with XRapid set to go live and some banks going to be using it by the end of the year. And we know Ripple CEO said dozens next year. We have a lot of news, guys, coming out. And I think I may have missed a news item here for Ripple, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to double check here on Twitter, because I think I saw something that maybe it was the Bank of Canada said they were going to use XRP or something like that. I'm going to do a search here, guys, because I think I missed something. It just came to mind. I remember reading it early today. And let's see if anyone shared it here. I'm just searching on. Let's see. Maybe I missed something here. Okay, I'll have to get back to you guys on that. I may have missed something, but I didn't see any official news. Sometimes, you know, people say things, and I just don't want to report on it until we have like some concrete news or official statements, because sometimes you know, some of these things are taken out of context, or somebody sees a little note and they run with it and expand on it, and it's not, you know, official statement. So it doesn't look like I missed anything here, but I'll get back to you guys. But anyway, if you guys heard about any other news, definitely leave them in the comments. But like I said, Ripple R3 settlement done, move forward. So we are seeing positive news. A lot of people getting ready to come into the market, expansion, all of that, and that is a great sign. We're in the infancy stage of this market, and everyone is trying to get a piece of the pie, and we are going to ride the wave of these the momentum of these companies and so forth going into the market, and they're marketing their crypto services and custody services or whatever it may be to the next bull run. And like I said, I believe a bull run will be happening in October. I could be wrong. No one can predict when the next bull run is going to be. If we could predict the future, you know, I think we would all be millionaires already, and not, I wouldn't be maybe doing YouTube videos, right? So I hope you guys get that. We're making educated guesses here. We can't get to 100% certainty, but we can get to maybe 90% certainty. But at the same time, there are many factors that can affect the market. But like I said, Catalyst one would be backed, launch a backed. Catalyst 2, if the SEC provides any type of approvals on any type of ETFs. Also, there's a small catalyst which I think could send some positive waves. A congressman, if you guys remember, I reported on this, September 25th, I believe, he's meeting with Ripple, Kraken, a whole bunch of crypto folks, different, you know, venture capitalist crypto folks, exchanges. Ripple is a company, of course. 32 of those folks, September 25th. So we got to keep an eye on that one. And also, like I said, the launch of XRapid from Ripple, I think, will be a catalyst. Now, we could also get you know, some news similar to this from some major bank or something, like they're launching this and that could spark a bull run, right? It all depends who it is. Maybe JP Morgan comes out and says something. Who knows? But for sure, we know of those four, I would say, four catalysts, and we just got to keep holding. So what do you guys think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description, and I'll talk to you guys later.